Good morning, it's Kristen. So I know I said I wasn't going to be a beauty blogger or beauty YouTuber, but we're going to do another Get Ready with me. And the reason why we're going to do another Get Ready with me is because yesterday I got a Sephora package. Yeah, I know. I got the new Urban Decay Mini on the Run, and I got it in Shortcut. So I already have the On the Run in Bailout, and this is what Bailout looks like. I love these colors. These are my colors. These neutral colors and then the purple, these are my colors. These are like my jam. But I figured I'd go outside my comfort zone just a little bit, and these are very trendy and in colors right now, and do this one Shortcut. Look how pretty those are. Look how pretty those are. Those are very, they're very pink, red, brownie colors. They're the very in colors right now. So I got that, and then I also got the teeniest, tiniest, cutest sample of NARS Sheer Glow. I don't know that I've ever tried NARS Sheer Glow. Look how tiny it is. Like, look how, yeah, seriously. Compared to my finger. It's in Mont Blanc because I am pale. So we're going to give this a shot as well. So I figured I had new makeup. Why not? I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll kind of give a mini tutorial, mini review of this. I'm sure that everybody's probably tried the NARS Sheer Glow by now. And if you haven't, well, you know, you can see how it goes on my skin, and we'll just go from there. Let me zoom out just a tad. I don't want to be right in your face again. Okay. And then I also wanted to talk about, I got my coffee here. My Christmas cup. I got this 2 years ago as a Secret Santa gift from Susie. So thank you, Susie. I still use it. It's still my favorite. I also wanted to talk about what I did yesterday. And it triggered some things in my mind about what I wanted to talk about. So, as usual, I'm going to start with my eyes because that's just what I'm comfortable with, is starting with my eyes. Excuse me a second. I use my Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit palette, every day for its mirror, and also for this Kindness color to set my eyelids. Or Love sometimes, but I use this thing every single day. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the primer, the CoverGirl Lock-Up Primer. Primer is really important. If you put eyeshadow on your dry lid, it'll go on there, but it can go patchy because, you know, we have dry patches on our lids. It's just not even skin. This evens out the surface of the skin. It gives this shadow something to stick to. That's why primer is important. There's a lot of different primers. I have an Urban Decay primer that's really good. I have MAC Paint Pot, which this one's clear. The Urban Decay one, and this one is clear when it goes on. Well, this one looks like it's white, but it's clear when it goes on. But the MAC Paint Pot has a little bit of color to it, which is good because it cancels out like the redness in the veins. So if you have a really veiny, really red, or, you know, any kind of discoloration on your eyelid, you might want to go with something like MAC Paint Pot, something that has a little bit of color to it, as well as the primer aspect to have the shadows stick to it. So that's pretty much what primer's for. I know that some people are like, that's just an extra step, that's just extra money, why would you do that? But honestly, it is really important, and there's really affordable ones. You know, you don't have to go to Urban Decay, you don't have to do that. This CoverGirl one was $8, which is a little expensive for the drugstore, but you can always get buy one get one free. You can always get, no, they don't do that anymore. And they can, you know, you can get buy one get one 40% off at the drugstore. If you're really lucky, buy one get one half off. But you know, you always can get sales on CoverGirl. If you're an Ulta, if you're an Ulta member, you know, you can use your points, things like that. Milani also has an amazing affordable eyeshadow primer. I haven't really tried any of the other ones, so I can't speak for them, but I know e.l.f. has one. And I'm sure there's other ones out there in the drugstore too, but those are the two that I recommend drugstore-wise, are CoverGirl and e.l.f. Oh, and if you want to go still a little high-end, I was using the MAC 24-hour eye primer for a long time, for like 2 years. I loved that thing. I just figured I'd give that CoverGirl a shot because it's a little less money, and right now I'm on a little bit of a tight budget. You wouldn't know it. Yeah, that's why I got, but the MAC, it's like a prep and prime 24-hour primer. Also great. Okay, so again, we're going to go in with that kindness shade, and we're going to go ahead and set it. Now, the reason I set my eyeshadow is because I have oily lids, so even with the primer, I have to set it. I have to set it. Not everybody does. Everybody's different. Some people can go in with just the primer, and the tackiness is perfect, and it stays all day. I find if I don't set it with powder, kind of like people with oily, like T-zone or oily skin, you know, they put down their foundation and then they have to powder because otherwise it breaks up. The oils break it up. That's what happens on my eyelids. It sucks, but whatever. Okay. So, now we're going to go into the Shortcut palette, and I'm going to take Laced, which is this color here, and I'm going to put that all over my lid, and it's just like a soft pink color. Just a soft pink color. It's going to be my transition color. So what I wanted to talk about from yesterday. Yesterday I went to, and I'm just taking, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm taking a really fluffy brush for this, by the way, and I'm going to put this kind of above my crease, into and above my crease for my transition color. So yesterday, I'm sorry if I'm looking down, I have my mirror here. I went and saw the Rose Parade floats. So they were, they had the Rose Parade, of course, every year on January 1st. Ooh, look at that color. It's like a mauvey. Ooh, it's like a mauvey pink. That's so pretty. Of course, they have the Rose Parade every January 1st. And then after the parade, they set up the floats so that, you know, people can come and view them up close. So even during the parade, you can't get really close to them, but they set them up so that you can see them, you can get close to them, you can take pictures of them, things like that. So that's what I did yesterday, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, the smell of those fresh flowers and just the fresh plants and just, oh, that whole place smelled amazing. It smelled amazing. And then of course they had churros and kettle corn, and that helped too. But I went by myself, and I was thinking as I was going down there, and as I was there and coming back, of course, people always ask me how I can go places by myself. And I'm not really, you know, I don't really think about it until people ask me. They're like, oh, I can't do that. I can't go to the movies by myself. I can't, like, I went to go see Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald for my birthday, the day it came out. My birthday is the 17th. It came out on the 16th. It was perfect. I had that day off because I was working back then, and I was like, yes, I'm going to go see this movie. Look how pretty that is. Oh, that's so pretty. We have a guy, a general contractor, who's helping us with the house, and he was like, you went by yourself? I can't go to the movies by myself. And I was like, yeah, I always go to the movies by myself. Like this event, I don't mind driving down to Pasadena and doing this. I really don't. It's not a bad drive. It's not a long drive. It's not a boring drive. It's just, you go down there, you know. And I went and saw the floats. But I know that a lot of people find it hard to do things by themselves. And I can understand that. A lot of people, they feel embarrassed, they feel self-conscious. I'm going to take my, I don't even know what this brush is. I think it's the Sigma E25, I believe is what it's called. I don't know. It's the MAC 217 dupe. And I'm going to go into Shortcut, which is this pink color here. That's right, people. I'm going pink. But a lot of people just don't want to go in there, you know? They don't want to do it by themselves. They feel embarrassed. They feel self-conscious. I've never been embarrassed. I've never been self-conscious. I don't mind going to theme parks by myself. I don't mind going to, you know, these kind of events by myself. I don't mind going to the movies by myself. I'm not really sure. I guess it's just because I always have. Maybe if I always had somebody go with me, I'd feel differently, but I don't know. It's freeing. I like being able to, like yesterday, I went when I wanted. I stopped and took pictures when I wanted. I stopped and got some trail mix from the 24-hour fitness booth. And I didn't have to ask anybody if they wanted to do it, or if it's okay if I stop. I didn't have to stand in line for a gigantic line for a stuffed pony. That was weird. They were giving out stuffed ponies from Wells Fargo, and there was like this gigantic line for them. I didn't have to do that. I wanted the stuffed pony. I did, but I wasn't going to stand in that line for it. No, there was nobody who was there who was going to be like, oh, come on, Chris. Yeah. No. I didn't have to ask anybody when I wanted to stop, you know, and take a small break and post to Instagram, you know, and I didn't have to worry about the fact that, you know, when I was sitting and posting to Instagram that I was being rude to anybody either. I like doing things, and when I was ready to leave, I didn't have to ask anybody for permission. I didn't have to say, hey, did you want to see one last thing, or did you want to do one last thing, or I just left, because there's perks to going with other people, and I would have loved if my dad could have went with me. I would have loved if my friend Liz would have went with me, you know, but those things, you know, neither of them were meant to be, and that's fine. But there's perks to going by yourself. Like, seriously, you should try it. And I've never been self-conscious about people looking at me. Oh, I'm going back in with that first color we used, Laced. And I'm just going to go back over the edges to help blend in Shortcut. And right now I look like I have pink eye, but don't worry, I'm going to fix that in a minute. I don't know, there's perks to going places by yourself. So, and I've never really understood why people were nervous about it, but you do you. I'll do me. And yes, I do go to restaurants by myself too. Or, you know, I'll go out to eat by myself. I don't have a problem with that. I don't usually actually sit down at restaurants and eat, though. I don't even like sitting down with people at restaurants. I'd rather take my food and go home. But that's just me. But I'll do it. I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, I don't have any problems with it. Okay. So I have like 3 mirrors going on plus the viewfinder. So right now we're looking good. It does kind of look like I have pink eye. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with a small detail brush. This is a Sigma brush. Again, I don't know what it is. It's a MAC dupe. It's just a small pencil brush. And I'm going to go in with this really, really dark brown and Back Alley. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Back Alley. And I'm going to very gently put that on the outer portion of my eye, like an outer V. So what I'm going to do is, and I always tap off the excess so that you're not getting that fallout on your face. But that's why I do my eyes first, is if there's any fallout, wash it away, and, you know, wipe it away, and then I'll do my foundation. Easier than having to do it when you have foundation on. Urban Decay is usually pretty good about fallout. And I mean, these are Urban Decay quality shadows so far. They're blending perfectly. They're a little powdery when you, there's definitely kick up when you put your brush into it, but Urban Decay is one of the best in eyeshadow quality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this right here and kind of drag it toward my lash line. Not very far. And then I'm going to go up in kind of a V shape into my crease and do the same thing. I'm just going to drag it a little bit up here and just kind of make it a V. And then I'm going to go back over it to blend it a little bit. I've never been really great at blending. I try. I try. I actually have a subscriber named Christina, who is an amazing eyeshadow blender. I was envied her eyeshadow blending. Is her and my friend Piper, from Piper. Oh, they're such good blenders. I've never been that great at it, but I try, you know, I try. Practice makes perfect, right? I think that's kind of the theme I'm going for in this, in these kind of things. Practice makes perfect, you know? So yeah, we're just going to put that right there. And I'm kind of bringing it, I kind of filled in the V a little bit because I like it on the inner corner, but you kind of got to make that V shape first and then fill it in just a little bit with powder, with the eyeshadow. This part is a little harder. I need to concentrate a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with, actually, what I do is then I go back in with this brush and kind of just blend right here. Because we got to make sure there's no harsh lines. So you got to kind of repeat your steps backwards. You know, from the last step you did to the first step you did, so that you can blend everything together so it looks more seamless. And I don't put any more eyeshadow on these brushes when I do this part. So kind of blend that together. Blend that together. And I kind of got this part kind of faded out right there, so I'll just put a little bit more right here. Just a little bit. Again, not putting any more shadow on the brush. And then, yeah. And then when I go in with my lid color, it'll blend right there. But see, the brown made it a little bit less, like I have pink eye. That's the only problem with these kind of colors, is that they make you look kind of like you have pink eye. But the tones of them, because they're more mauve-y, that helps a lot. This isn't like 1982 pink, you know. Not that there's anything wrong with 1982 pink. Let me just tell you. Nothing wrong with it. You rock that 1982 pink, man. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back in with my original. This is a MAC. This is an actual MAC 224. I love this brush, and I'm gonna go in with Love from the Emily Edit palette, because there isn't a matte like flesh color in the Shortcut palette, and I'm gonna go and kind of clean up the brow bone and blend everything together with that color. Plus it acts as a highlight. I like a matte highlight as opposed to like a shimmery highlight on my brow bone. Being older, I don't know, I like to keep my shimmer to my lid. Sometimes I'll put it into my crease, not very often, and I don't like. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the brown makes it look a little less like I'm sick. So that's good. It always looks so crazy before you get the rest of your makeup on. Okay, so then the last thing for, well, not the last thing, but the next thing I want to do, there's a couple of, I'm like contemplating what I want to do. So this color here, called Zone, they're calling it Transformer color. I guess if you put it on top of a certain, if you put it on top of one of the shadows, it like transforms it. Why, Kristen? Why did you just put that in the weirdest plot? So there we go. And that's what it looks like it's on its own. I think I want to play with that a little bit more off camera before I try to, you know, mess up my look on camera. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the obvious color here. Sorry if this is kind of an obvious look, but you know what? This is what I do. This is me every day, what I do. So I'm going to take the color Sin, which is one of Urban Decay's famous colors, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. You know what? This is a very simple, everyday kind of look. You can leave out the part with the dark shadow right here. That might not be something you're comfortable with, but honestly, again, it just makes me look less sick. But if you feel like you can rock it without it, go for it. So I'm going to take another Real Techniques brush. This is the base shadow brush. That's what that looks like. I love these Real Techniques brushes. If you're just starting out with makeup, Real Techniques is really the way to go. They're sold at Walmart, Target, Ulta. They're excellent, excellent brushes. So I'm going to go in with Sin, and we're going to go in, I'm going to try it dry. You know what? No. This is all about kind of going outside my comfort zone. So I'm going to go in, ooh, I meant to spray my face. Oh well. So I'm going to go in with Sin, and I think I'm going to go ahead and spray it with my Fix Plus. So if you spritz your brush just a little bit and make the shadow wet, it goes on more not opaque. It goes on more shimmery, more ba-bam, I guess is the word that I'll use. It brings the shadow to life when you have a light shimmering color and you spray it with Fix Plus or water. Or Fix Plus is good because it's specifically to work with makeup, because MAC is specifically to work with makeup. But look how pretty that made it. So it made it so shiny. It made it so shiny. Go in with my blending brush again and just like, yeah. The things you learn from Jaclyn Hill. Go back and blend, blend, blend. Blend, 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 blend. Yeah. So that is Sin wet, which is awesome. So then I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more Sin. My brush is already wet, so I don't have to re-wet it. Oh, so pretty. My favorite way to apply these is just with my finger, but like I said, we're trying something new today. New product. So why not? Okay, perfect. All right. So that's the eye look for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face now. So like I said, I got that Urban Decay palette, and then I also got this tiny little NARS Sheer Glow. I've never tried NARS Sheer Glow before, so we're gonna give it a shot. Why not? People love this foundation. People like are obsessed with this foundation. So we'll give it a shot. The only reason why I'm not really a big fan of foundation, like trying a bunch of foundations, is because I have super sensitive skin. Oh, look at that! It's got a little... Oh, that's so cool! I love that! Instead of having to pour it, I can put it on there. And I know that's gonna make people cringe because put it on your face and then put it back in here. I know that that's going to make people cringe, so I apologize. I'm going to do it. I'm not a makeup artist. This is just me and my makeup, so it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, people. I washed my face this morning. Okay, so let's kind of use this little spatula thing to get the product everywhere. This is so convenient. I love it. I doubt I'm going to get very many uses out of this, but that's okay. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with my damp beauty blender. I washed this, but because it's yellow, like I washed it this morning, but because it's yellow, it's just gonna hold things. I prefer the beauty blender usually over a brush, though I do have a new Real Techniques brush that I adore for blending in foundation. I adore it, but most of the time I like sheer coverage. I like coverage that's gonna be, you know, I don't usually need full coverage. Though I have to say this is very sheer coverage. This isn't really doing anything for me right now. I like sheer coverage, but this is too sheer. That's why I usually use the beauty blender. I prefer it. But you know what? Ooh, as my voice goes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put on another layer and go in with that Real Techniques brush that I'm talking about, if I can find it. That Real Techniques brush that I'm talking about, and I'm gonna see if I can build this coverage up. Especially like right here, this is real life, people. I have dark spots. My mother had dark spots right there too, like in that exact spot. So I'm like, is that like hereditary? What's going on there? What's going on there? Oh yeah. Okay, so that second layer with this, it's still, you can kind of still see the dark spot. At least I can. I don't know if you can, but I can. I have a mirror behind you. Okay. It's okay. It built up pretty good. Excuse my hair, by the way. This is like third day hair. It might even be fourth day hair. I need to wash it. I didn't want to wash it in my shower yesterday or this morning. So, yeah. Probably wash it tonight. Okay. Alright, so I like this foundation. It's a little bit sheer, as the name implies. Matches me pretty good. It looks like it matches pretty good. Like I said, I have like so many places to see myself. By the way, who else was annoyed as heck at the spot on my lip in my last video? I was watching it and I kept watching that spot in my video like, girl, what the heck? And it was lip balm. It was my Lash Sleepy Mask lip balm. I had put it on before filming, so it just sat there and I was like, wipe it off, Kristen. I also felt like I didn't get like there was like redness right here, so hopefully we can fix that today. Oh gosh. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the same concealer combination that I had last time. Just my Maybelline Age Rewind in the brightening shade. I don't know if you're able to see any of this, but whatever. And the Laura Mercier. This is like really hard to like show. The Laura Mercier Flawless Concealer. By the way, again, this is in brightening and this is in N1. I'm gonna link down below all these products for you. So The Maybelline one is specifically made to get, you know, to counteract those blues for when you have dark circles, which I do. I have dark circles under my eyes, and mine are definitely blue. So the pink in the brightening shade counteracts the blue in your dark circles and corrects it. So it's a corrector is what it is. So there we go. That's why I have to put 2 concealers on. Well, I don't have to. I don't have to put that much makeup on, but I do. And I don't put a lot on. A lot of people like to like the Jaclyn Hill again. Which I understand, she's brightening up her under eyes. I mean, I understand why she does it, and I understand, you know, everything about it. I feel like I'm completely out of frame. I apologize. Okay. I understand that, but, you know, I don't need that much makeup. So I like to put it, again, right on top of that corrector so that there's no pink. It's not really pink. And then I do have that dark spot right here, so I bring it down a little bit on this side. And then, this is my favorite new brush too, other than the Real Techniques. I found a couple of new brushes this holiday season. Those 2 Real Techniques brushes, the blending brush that I was using and the face brush. And then there's this Morphe M536. Let me see if I can. This thing, it's awesome. It's awesome at blending out the concealer. It gets in there. It's dense enough. It's stiff enough. It's better than my fingers. It's better than the Beauty Blender. I used to love the Beauty Blender for that too, but like, look how pretty. And this Laura Mercier, I love this Laura Mercier. It's beautiful. And boom, it looks like I got some sleep last night. I actually did. I went to bed like at 9:30. And I woke up, well, I woke up at 6, and then I was like, forget this noise. And then I woke up at 8. With my chronic fatigue, like what I did yesterday where I went and I was in a big crowd and, you know, I was walking around a lot. It's one of those things where it drains the energy out of me. So, yeah. But luckily I'm feeling pretty good now. The coffee helps. Okay, so now that I've got my base on. Okay, so now that my base is on, and I really like this Sheer Glow. I really like this. This is a tiny little sample. I have so many foundations that I have to get through, but I might buy this at one of the VIB sales for Sephora later. We'll see. So now that that's on, the next thing that I like to do is I like to set my under eyes. And I'll bet you can't guess what I use to set my under eyes with. My brush. The kind of brush. That's right, people. It's a Real Techniques brush. It is their setting brush. I love this brush. So I'll go in with my powder, which, by the way, it looks like this. It's just setting powder. It's just a face powder. It's not really setting powder. It's just a face powder. And I will very gently tap it. Again, this is just to set the 2 concealers under there. And this just gives it kind of a smoothing finish. And brings it all together and melds it all together. And brightens it up a little bit more. That's the point of the powder. But you see? I like to get right here. And right up under there. So it just smooths everything out. I don't think I'm going to set my face. Feels pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have to set my face with it. Actually looks really good right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so because the star of the show is this Urban Decay Shortcut palette, I'm going to go back in with it. Ooh, I'm going to use, I don't want to put, usually what I would do is I would put this color under my eyes, but I feel like that's going to make me sick, like look sick again after we work so hard not to. So I think I'm just going to go in with Back Alley and put that under my eyes. And I'm just going to use the same brush I used before with Back Alley. And it's just to bring a little definition to the under eye area. That's all this is for. You can definitely leave your under eye blank. I did for a long time. I didn't like the look of, and I connect it to the view that I made. I didn't like the look of shadow under my eyes for a long time, but now I like the look of it. It just brings definition. See? Not bad. I'm not really a big fan of eyeliner under my eyes, but I find that lately I've been putting just a nude eyeliner, and I'll probably do that today. Because looking in the camera viewfinder kind of made it look a little dark, so I think I am going to use a nude eyeliner to bring it back out to life. So I have this Maybelline liner, and it is in what's the color of this? Softlight? I don't know. It's just a nude eyeliner. I don't know what it's called. And I'm gonna put that right in the waterline, and yeah, and that just brightens things up a little bit. I'm gonna pull on my cheek just a tad. I know that's bad, but I just need to bring down my eye a little bit. There we go. Make it look a little more awake, you know? Make it not look so dark with the brown eyeliner. Or the brown under here. I feel like I need to blend that a little bit. Okay. Okay. Alright, yeah, I really like that whole palette. I definitely got to get out of my comfort zone and delve into, like, I really want to delve into these two colors right here. I might do a tutorial later with these colors, and then I definitely want to play with the zone to change them up. Alright, so then the next thing is I'm going to take I have a little tiny sample, I like samples, of the Stila Stale Day eyeliner. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the upper lashes, and I'll be right back. This is really something I have to concentrate on. One moment. Pause, please. Okay, so I went ahead and put my eyeliner on, and I also did my eyebrows off camera. So now I'm just gonna go. Now I'm gonna go in and finish up the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into my. I have this old NARS Stephen Klein palette. You can't get this anymore. I apologize, but you can get Laguna. This is just where I get my Laguna brush. No. This is where I get my Laguna bronzer from. I'm going to take this, again, a really old Sigma brush. I don't know what it's called. I know it's a dupe for another MAC brush. It's just a small duo fiber brush. And I'm going to go ahead and use that to bronze up the face. I have no idea how to contour. I'm sure I could figure it out. There's plenty of videos on the internet on how to contour. I don't feel like it's necessary, especially day to day, for me. You might be like, girl, contour all day long. Okay, you go. You do you. I'm not a contour kind of person. I'm more of a bronze up a little bit because I'm pale. You know, I'm a pale girl. Oh, look. Freya's back. She loves my makeup, so I think she just wants to be part of this. Like, I can do this too, Mom. I can be a beauty blogger. You may not be confident, but I am. I imagine she would be very good at it. She's a little feisty one though, Freya. Loki seems to stay away, like, no, I'm good. I don't need to be with your makeup. A little heavy-handed with the bronzer as I'm laughing about my cats. Okay. So then I'm gonna go in with this Becca, what is it called? A mineral blush and Flower Child. Yeah, Flower Child, and it just looks like this. It's just like a pinky, like a shimmery pink blush. I'm gonna tap this off on the back of my hand because it's really pigmented. Kind of smile. Can I just talk about body dysmorphia for a second? I was watching back my other video that I posted, and I thought, oh my gosh, look how fat my face looks. And having lost, 112 pounds, it was kind of discouraging. Like, oh my gosh, double chins. I thought I got rid of my double chin, and I have the chipmunk cheeks, and I realized it's all just video. The camera adds 10 pounds. Look at that glow. It's so pretty. I went a tad bit overboard, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dry powder brush. Actually, I'll go in it with my foundation brush and just kind of pat over a little bit. So it's not as clown. But yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. I have a double chin. I work so hard not to have a double chin. But, and then I got to remember that the camera, like I said, it adds 10 pounds. But then when I was getting ready yesterday to go to see the parade floats, why do I feel like this is like completely weird? Hold on a second. Okay. I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my god, I have a jawline. Like, I have a distinctive jawline. Where did that come from? My dad was like, it's always been there. It's been there, since you lost your leg. I was like, that's the first time I noticed that I have a distinctive jawline where I could, like, tell. Body dysmorphia is weird. It goes from, oh my god, I'm fat. Oh my gosh. My full face, my chipmunk cheeks, what's wrong with me? To, ooh, look at that chisel. Some days I look in the mirror and I see a 250 pound, yeah, 270 pound woman. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I see a 157 pound woman and go, wow, that's me now. I put on my size medium clothes and I'm like, wow, that's me now. That's so weird. And it's very weird. It's very weird. It's definitely plays with your mind. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that as I was putting on my blush because I'm like, oh, there are my cheeks. I'm gonna go in with another Real Techniques blush. Like I said, these things are just invest in these. If you're just starting out on makeup, you don't have to get this one. This is like a completely unnecessary one. This is a fan brush. But I'm going to go back into my Emily Edit palette by Revolution, and I'm going to take the highlighter, which is called Gratitude, and I'm going to just highlight my face. But yeah, so much weird stuff. So weird having lost weight and just perception and just the changes that happen. This is a very subtle highlight. This isn't like a bam in your face highlight. But that's okay. I'm not going for bam today. I'm just going for pretty. Down the bridge of the nose and right here. And on the tip of the toes. Tip of the nose. Right here. Don't ask me. I have no idea. I see other beauty YouTubers do this, and so I fall asleep. It doesn't hurt, so whatever. But yeah, body dysmorphia is a real thing and it sucks. Let me just tell you, it sucks. But some days it works to your advantage because you're like, oh, I did lose weight. Look at that. I just did a job. It's little things in life, people. It's little things in life. Okay, so then to finish up this look, actually, before I do my eyelashes, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Continuous Mist. Ooh, no, Morphe Continuous Mist. It's just a setting spray. It's just a setting spray. It says defend your artistry. So just give it a shake. And it just sets your makeup in place. So I can't tell you the science behind it. I just know that setting sprays are specifically made to, again, just mesh everything together and just like sink it into the skin and set it so that, you know, it stays a little bit longer. What is going on with my forehead? There we go. So that it stays a little bit longer. Can't tell you, it feels really good, smells really good. That's what I can tell you about that. It's expensive as hell. I don't know why this is 15 bucks, but whatever. It's nice. So then I'm going to go ahead and just curl my lashes. I'm going to go in with my Caution mascara. Still using my little tube. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to put it on my bottom lashes. So then last step, I'm going to go ahead and put on this lip by ColourPop. It is, I don't even know what formula this is, but it is the color Ariel from their Disney collab. I love it. It's so pretty. And the tones work so well with this look. There we go. There you go. So there's the finished look. Here's the finished eye look. I really like this palette. Again, I kind of went with my comfort zone. I kind of went with what I know. I didn't play with a lot of the colors, but that's okay. I still think that they're beautiful, and I will definitely get use out of this palette. I'm loving that the mauve-y pink tones are the in thing right now. I'm definitely going to go ahead and play more with this. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to get my use out of this. Just like I've been getting my use out of Bailout as well. I really enjoy this one as well. So I'm not going to get the blue one. I'm not a blue eyeshadow person. I'm really not. So these two are the ones that I liked. These are the two that I got. If you want to see a look with the Bailout, just let me know down below. I can go ahead and do that as well. But yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to do a Hufflepuff inspired look. I think I'm going to do all 4 Harry Potter houses, but I think I'm going to definitely do a Hufflepuff inspired look this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to be taking down all my Christmas decorations and cleaning the house. And I figure I filmed that as well, take you along with that journey. I can't believe it's time to take down the Christmas decorations. I was so excited to put them up, and now it's time to take them down. That sucks. Oh well. So thank you again for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and have a wonderful day.